Thank you for joining this Quantum Security Defense webinar, Quantum Market Trends for 2026. Dr. Spencer is one of the world's leading authorities on quantum technology, with a defense sector background that has shaped the UK National Quantum Technologies Programme and influenced international roadmaps and defense applications.
We're going to be talking about some of the quantum tech trends in 2026, but in some respects, it's going to be a bit of a retrospect of the trends in 2025 that have led to where we are right now and where we think we're going to go in 2026, because it's January has fortunately just passed us, and we've still got a long way to go and a lot of work to do in this sector. But what I would start off by saying, obviously, I would be remiss if not to say what GQI, or Global Quantum Intelligence, is all about. GQI, we are arguably the world's leading business intelligence analyst firm dedicated solely to quantum. We've been doing this based on frameworks that we've built up since 2015, and we provide that sort of single source of truth. We work a lot with investors who are seeking to sort of push capital into quantum. We work closely with government entities globally who want to potentially formulate national strategy. We work a lot with the vendor community, and some friends and partners like QSecDef as well. We work along with quantum vendors seeking to create roadmaps and have their technology impact the world in a positive way. And likewise on the far left here, we work with industry leaders, these sort of IBMs, Microsofts of the world, sort of what you'd consider to be those quantum primes, but also acting as the end users as well in some respect to package and resale quantum. And we have this narrative that we like to say where our clients go on this discover, decide, and execute life cycle. So discover is all about learning the quantum language, our frameworks and ontology. Deciding is when you understand quantum, deciding what might add value to your business. Could this be through some use case? And then finally, execute is that you've understood all the ecosystem, you understood the use case that's going to add value to your business, and now you need a strategy to actually deploy that either at scale or to a market. So that's enough I'll say about what we do. The outline today, I'm going to talk a little bit about, as I said at the start, what's changed in 2025. There's sort of this critical events that might force us to make some hard choices in 2026, or might be opportunities, depending on which lens you look at it, and what those choices look like across market, technology, and geopolitical standpoint. And then I'm hopefully going to thread it all together to give a summary of really what matters, to what to take away. So if we're still up at about at the end of the 30 minutes, we'll hold on a second, let me just restart that. We'll go from there. So I usually like to start these presentations with this picture of a Mara's curve, and if anybody can give me a thumbs up or some sort of emoji reaction if you've seen this before, but if not, I'll give a top level explanation, which it tends to be that humans get it wrong a lot when it comes to technology. We tend to overestimate a technology's capability in its nascent stage and underestimate the true impact of the technology, because it tends to grow in a weird non-linear way. And we've seen this time and time again. With AI, we've had chatbots for decades now. In fact, machine learning and ML techniques have its origin in the 60s and 70s, but we had a ChatGPT moment a few years ago where we didn't really expect that. And similarly, in the space domain, we were talking about colonizing the moon and going to Mars and everything. Probably overestimated the space capability in its early stages, but we underestimated the fact that GNSS and satellites would be hugely meaningful in our day-to-day lives. I will not be able to drive to the shop or get my Deliveroo order without GPS these days, and it's such a critical component. And we'll talk a little bit about that later, actually, at how PNT and quantum are sort of interconnected as well. But keep that Amara's curve, this figure in your mind, either through this presentation or through 2026 or through your life, perhaps, as well, as we see technology evolve and where you think you sit on it. And be happy to change your stance as well. Be happy to overestimate and then maybe change that opinion or underestimate and move. That is us as humans and scientists. We're allowed to do that. We're allowed to change the rules in our opinions.
Thank you for watching this preview. The entire presentation and over 150 quantum and advanced AI presentations from industry leaders are available on QSecDef. Search for Quantum Security Defense to find out more.